Orcus is trying to spread the undead along the mortal plane and breach the barrier between the abyss and this plane. Through several adventures, meeting several different people, you guys have been able to amass several different friends. In that of the Open Palm, a special ops groups through the Open Palm, a mix between hobgoblins that used to be wood elves and fey creatures, and potentially could have had more help at Craghammer, but due to a series of events that had gone awry, were unfortunately kicked out of that area. Now coming over to Drygulch, you find a way for transportation to get all of these forces up into the city or the castle in the sky to kind of formulate one last battle plan to push Orcus's forces out of the material plane, hopefully for good, and have found that there are skyships being built in Drygulch, more than you had originally thought, a total of 8, but 2 that are specifically operational. In order to buy or rent passage from one of these ships, you guys have agreed to look for a wanted criminal that had harassed and stolen from the creators of these ships, the Vanilla Bean Bastard. He was known to have last stolen a ship off of the harbor, and you guys went to go start an investigation to figure out where he might be and bring him in so that you can have free passage to get your armies up to the castle for one final assault. So having just finished a conversation with the twins Igaru and Igera, you guys started to make your way to the harbor. It is sunset-ish, just before sunset at this point in the day, and you make your way over, and you can see that. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do before heading to the harbor specifically?
Are you guys wanting to try to watch that stuff? You go to the harbor, or you want to go to the harbor?
I didn't hear a word she said.
Well, I said, are the guys wanting to go get the platinum? To go get our stuff looked at, like that hunk of platinum, take a look at, or are you just gonna go and get that stuff taken care of first?
Yeah, I was thinking we'd probably hunt down the Vanilla Bean Bastard before anything else goes awry.
I mean, here's the situation though. We thought that we were just going to go check on a mine and see if there was a grave presence in Craghammer, and then all went to shit, and we didn't get to buy anything or do anything.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying is that
if things go
on wrecking Drygulch before we're done here?
I would hope not.
Maybe you plan on stabbing me again more?
Listen. Oh, it's not my fault.
I mean, it sort of is.
I'm gonna rub where the sword wound was, like a reminiscence of pain.
I also just want to look at Anthony and go, pretty woman. Look behind you.
Yeah.
Pretty woman.
She's been watching a few older movies.
I love that movie.
I thought it was her and Richard Gere. Is it Richard Gere in the tub? I'm like, is that porn? No.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
No. Pretty woman.
Whoa.
I was like, this is really weird.
Just watching it on the big screen, right?
Is there any other way to watch?
I don't know. I mean,
I wouldn't mind taking a look around. We're in a brand new area.
Okay, well, you know what? I'd say I'd like to, at the very least, go check out this jeweler.
I was going to say the same.
Oh, okay.
So you head back to Finer Things, located in the northwest corner where you guys entered the city. a few blocks away from the watchtower where the river is. You cross over a couple of the bridges with the waterways underneath, and you can see now that the activity is starting to pick up at nighttime. As you can see, the waterways actually pick up a little faster. And you see like pseudo canoes filled with goods and usually 1 or 2 passengers being ferried around the city via these waterways. And you can see the waterways themselves are actually about 30 to 40 feet, depending in some areas. So they're fairly large, enough for a couple boats to pass each other without any major incidents going off. But you make your way over to a store called Finer Things, where it's mostly just fairly plain wood, but the sign itself has paintings of all these different gems around the actual sign that says Finer Things. And you can see emeralds and rubies and diamonds and topaz and citrines and cerulean diamonds, like this really light blue diamond cut, and all these different gems that are kind of pockmarked, painted on this sign. And you go in?
Yes.
Okay. So as soon as you open the door, you hear a little ching-a-ling-ling as there is a bell right above the door.
How was that going?
Ching-a-ling-ling. And you are immediately hit with these really, really heavy smells. It's a weird mix between pungent and spice, but it has this really, really offensive, not in a bad way, but offensive smell as you walk in. A very oppressive kind of mix of a myriad of different spices and incense and aromas as the store kind of lights up. As you walk inside, you can see there's a lot of illumination in here from things that have been enchanted with light spells. You can see that they are different pieces of fake gems hanging on the wall, giving off different colored light depending on what the gem is. Behind the desk, you see this very dark-skinned man in a heavy wrap on his head with a very large beard that comes down to a point. Very, very wiry hair and a very large mouth, with a very wide mouth for the dimensions of his face. But you see him with one of those like eye telescopes, and it has like 6 or 7 rungs to it, that he's looking at a very, very small diamond behind his counter.
I just want to say, like, when I walked in, I'd be like, Barrow, did you fart?
If Barrow's fart smelled like this, I think I'd be concerned about what he's eating on a daily basis. Is that patchouli?
You can make a nature check.
Oh, that's a 15.
Not patchouli, but definitely like a combination of like different, like in Christmas time when they have like all the potpourri stuff, and you immediately walk into a store and it's just like this waft of like crazy like cloves and cinnamons and just heavy, heavy odors. Very similar to that, but it's more savory spices than it is sweeter spices.
More like potpourri.
Potpourri, yeah. Like with a 15, I'd say you're able to pick out a couple things in particular: mustard, rosemary, some very familiar scents. The ones that are a little more pungent, a little more acidic, you can kind of pick out through the air.
This is the worst bakery I've ever been in.
And he kind of pulls the telescope back into his eye and he says, Sim Sim does not run bakery. This is Gem Store. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Sim Sim?
Sim Sim, yes, I am Sim Sim. Very good to meet you. He's a larger man. He has very broad shoulders as he stands up. You can see the heavy cloths that he wears around him. It looks like it can pull up over his face if he needs it to, but just layers and layers of cloth over and over again. It doesn't look like he's wearing just one piece of clothing. It looks like it's just overlays of different fabrics. And they're all different colors. And
this is an impressive collection.
Yes, many gems in Sim Sim store. Finer things it is. Oh, may I help you? Helping
Yeah.
Sim Sim. Sim Sim is good.
Where do you get all this?
Oh, from all over the land, from trade, from other continents. Very good. Finer things brought to Sim Sim. It is Sim Sim. Very good indeed.
All right.
Wait. Out of character. Is his name Simpson or Simsim?
SIM-SIM.
Okay.
Simpson.
Sim Sim.
We both wrote Simpson.
Not Simpson, no. Sim
Oh.
Sim.
So,
Very good. You come into my store, you have trade. Yes, I appraise things for you. I give you gems, you give me gems. Very good deal. Very Sim Sim.
do you just work in gems?
I work in all things. It depends. You show me what you have, and I can work with you, hopefully.
I like dig in the bottom of my bag.
Everyone roll a perception check.
Oh,
No.
22.
a 12.
Beryl, you are able to see a few things intermixed with some of the gems around the store. Odd trinkets. They're not overtly obvious in their function, but you do see a lot of mechanical workings similar to the rest of Drygulch, this industrial kind of mentality that just kind of resides in the city. You can see he has different trinkets here and there, so it may not only be gems in his store, but it is mostly
Okay.
valuables and jewelries and rings and necklaces and amulets and anything that gems would be set in or placed upon. There's a couple staves behind him with gems on the top of them.
I was gonna reach in my bag, and I was gonna get that handful of ore.
Okay. From the San Francisco mine?
Yeah.
Okay. So he says, very good, very shiny, very Sim Sim. Give to Sim Sim. I look at this. Yes?
Okay.
Thank you. Rink! And he pulls the telescope back out and he looks at it and he kind of like pokes around. He has these two little they almost look like dental instruments. Like one has a little hook and the other one's just a straight. And he's like kind of scraping around. He's like poking and prodding. But every once in a while when the two implements touch, you actually see like a faint red spark emit from the tips of them. So he pokes around. Very pure silver. Yes, needs to be refined, but yes, very pure, very Sim Sim. Rink. You want to trade?
What have you got for trade?
I can give you the same weight in silver for currency used most anywhere else, but I can give you gems. I give you very expensive thing, yes? This is about 50 silver worth of money. Your currency from west of the mountain, yes?
Yeah.
It's about 50 silver if that's what you want.
Guys, what are you thinking? What kind of gems do you have?
I have all gems. I have any gems. I use all gems from trade. I bring in gems and I sell gems. It's very Sim Sim.
Do you have anything of a more mystical persuasion?
Let me see my finer things cabinet. And he goes back and he starts looking. He has this one gem that he pulls out from underneath the glass counter. And as he takes it out, it's about yay tall and about yay wide. So it's kind of like this elongated diamond shape. And it's this transparent yellow that has this kind of slow moving red fire kind of coursing through it, almost like it's like veined, like a mountain vein of some sort of ore. It almost has like a fire vein running through the yellow translucent crystal. It says, "This is one of my magic items. It's very good, yes?" And he puts it on. He says, "Imbued with fire, make very big spark, very big boom. Very sim sim, yes?
What's it do now?
You may tap into the crystal, yes? The gem, the yellow stone here. You tap in and you are imbued with magical fire. You make big boom.
I don't know. Do I make big boom, or do
Yes,
I
you
make
boom.
big boom somewhere else?
Oh, you can make boom anywhere.
Is it a
I
type?
made boom outside before I came in here, but
No. You use gem, there is big boom. Very sim sim.
what else you got? That
He
sounds
goes
scary.
back and he pulls out another stone, and this one is like an ice blue, like a very, very light blue, but it's not translucent and is opaque. And as he brings it out, you see these like it's almost like on a perfectly clear night when you see like billions of stars, it's speckled with all these white dots.
All
Says,
right.
this same thing, but with ice. Very good, very seem. Big cone, frost, very cold.
I wrote ice boom.
Ice boom, yes. Seem, very seem.
Huh. Okay.
He sets that down next to the fire one. Let me see one more. Yes, one more.
Okay.
I have more. Yes, finer things. And very seem. And he pulls another one out. And he has a purple one, which is veined very similar to the yellow one with fire. This one is a deep purple with very vibrant purple lines through it that are coursing, kind of pulse with light instead of like traveling. It's just like cracked with these light purples, and it just kind of pulses. You travel very quick with this, yes? Use 3 times from different distance. You teleport. Very good, very handy.
How far can you teleport?
Oh, well, dependent on how you use the gem, yes. The one use is 500 or so feet. Very seem, very good, yes. And 2 other uses for 30 feet. Very good, very seem, very good.
Huh. Interesting. And then what? It goes away?
It fractures after every use, and after the last one, it should disintegrate from the magical properties imbued into the crystal. Very sim.
Interesting. Very interesting.
How much would something like that cost?
For the purple crystal, very, very good, yes?
Yeah.
The purple crystal is 2,500 gold.
Does it only transport one person at a time or multiple people?
2 people, potentially, if you're careful. Yes, sim.
Careful.
The magical properties of gemstones I am not so familiar with, so these are how it was explained to Sim. So I explain to you best as I know. Yes, very good.
How much for the fire and the ice one?
You want both? Yes.
Well, how much? Well, maybe, but how much are they so I can get an idea?
Each one, 1,500 gold.
Together?
He kind of like smiles and leans in, and you can almost feel the scent on him as he leans forward. His body kind of pushes this wall of smell, and you can whatever he is wearing, these oils and these scents and these perfumes and all of these heavy odors that are in the store are coming directly off of him now that he's leaning in a little closer. Roll a persuasion check.
16.
You are interesting because we do not see your kind very often. Sim is good to see you. Yes, very good. Very Sim. Very happy. You want to make deal with Sim. I 2,700 gold for both.
I'll think about it.
And we could trade. You have gems, you have fun things for Sim to sell.
Sarah, what were those things that they had in Wizardton? With those crystals.
Eh?
The crystals, those things used to get away. Maybe he would know.
You mean that the undead we're using?
Yeah.
I don't know. You would probably know better than I would.
Okay, so forever ago, we saw these guys using these crystals, and then they would break them, and then they would almost be taken away.
Hmm.
Know anything about that? Like, it's almost like they were moving from one plane to another, or it was a really
Very
big.
expensive gem may be imbued with magical property. It was probably expensive gem they use, yes? Maybe same spell, different gems, and they use gem. That sounds like to me what this crystal does. And he holds up the purple one again. Using this makes gem go away. So if they make gem go away and magic happens, I would assume very sim, very good. They use gem.
This is more like opening up a portal.
Yes, sim. That's what this does. Very good.
So I wonder if it's the same person who he got.
But they're not the same color.
It doesn't matter. They're same magic. I mean, there's similar magic properties, but it.
Again, you would probably know better than me. I don't know, but I do have a question.
Yes.
I'm gonna dig in like way down at the bottom of my pack.
Uh-huh.
Pull out the deep blue gem that we got like forever ago.
That was like in the first, like the kobold cave.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, very interesting indeed. May I?
Sure.
And he grabs it, and he sets it down, rink, and he pulls out his little telescope, and you see him kind of pick at it. Instead of the red sparks, you see a prism of sparks. So every time he touches it, you see like a rainbow effect come out of the, almost like you're looking through a glass and you can see that prism. So as he's doing that, he says, "Ah, yes, very good. Very sim. This is spinal gem. Yes, you know spinal?
I'm sorry. Spinal?
Yes, very sim. Very good. It's 500 gold for something this nice."
We still have the dragon bone. The dragon. Bone?
No.
That's Min.
No,
That was in the old bag of holding.
Yeah, that was in the bag of holding that we used to get rid of that creature.
No, we took this. I feel like Min had it, didn't she? Shouldn't she take it?
I think it was in the bag of holding that was used to dispel the Behir, because nothing was taken out of that bag.
Nope.
Regardless, they're gone. I don't know where they are.
I'll ask him if he found it.
So I'm going to take the gem back.
Yes, it is your gem. Yes, very nice though. Very good. Where you get gem from? Seem very interested.
Over the mountains in a cave?
Ah, very sim. Most gems in caves. Yes. Good joke. Yes. Very sim.
Hey, so I would take it. Do you do much? What is it called? Collecting gemming? Is that collecting?
I'm less of a collector and more of a praiser and entrepreneur. It is very sim.
So is there a local guy you that gets gems from you? Like I would say, are there is there like a gem mine nearby, or perhaps maybe I don't know somebody
Most
who gets
of my
gems from the
wares
ocean?
come from the harbor, where people come in, they trade, they get money for gems, yes, or they get gems for money. They trade with me, but most come from all over the world, as this is a nice harbor town for me to set up in, very sim. The other people, the guard of this town, they sometimes bring back trinkets they find off of The wandering black dragonborn tribes. Ooh, very bad. Very not sim very bad.
Okay. So you would say you're an expert on gems then?
Yes, I would say so. Expert is such a strong word to use, but yes, sim is expert on gem. Very sim.
Can
All
I
right,
do
so
an insight check to see how truthful I feel this guy is being?
Sure.
while he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I actually just realized that my spell can do this. Prestidigitation. I can cast it and create a trinket, and so I'm going to cast it and create what I recall the gemstone that I'm looking for looks like.
So when you create a trinket, it only lasts for an hour.
Well, no, this lasts for 12 seconds.
Fair enough. So you're able to kind of cast the image of what you're looking for, and you just say, you show him the gem, and
I'm gonna say I'm looking for something like this, and just kind of.
he looks at it and kind of, ooh, this is very interesting, very different, almost like spinal gem, yes, but and he kind of like goes for it and like reaches through it. He says, "Ah, yes,
Wait.
magic."
I don't think it's illusionary. I think it's an actual.
Oh, it's an actual trinket.
Let me double check.
That was an unnatural 20 for the insight check.
He's eccentric, but he seems to be honest.
Yeah, okay, it's a non-magical trinket or an illusionary image. So it could be one or the other. So yeah, I guess I'll make the actual thing so that when he goes to grab it,
He grabs it and he sets it down and he says, "Let me see." Rink! And he starts to go down at it. And as soon as he gets his implements to like start picking at it, it kind of fades. He goes, "Oh." Hard for Sim to say. Different gem, but reminds me of interesting story with Tabaxi, yes? Is that what you seek?
What do you know about it?
Not many people know these stories. Yes, very powerful gems, very, very sought after, very dangerous. I know not too much, but I know the Tabaxi tribes used to carry them for protection, for themselves. Yes, very sim, very good, very happy tribes. Years go by and gems get lost and stolen and traded, and it seems that recently even the last gem to be known was stolen, but nobody knows where that went. The Yavapai clan. They had the red jasper stone. Yes, that's what it is. Red jasper, very sim, very good. Gem was stolen and the tribe was wiped out. They were no more. Very not sim, very bad. No one knows where Gem went.
Have you seen anything that could possibly be those gems or one of those gems?
No, Sim has never seen gems of Tabaxi. No, very rare indeed. Yes.
Can I recall from the vision that I saw, how deep in the water was this thing?
It was on the ocean floor.
Was there any sunlight coming in? Like, was it ocean floor is in like the midnight zone, or ocean floor like
the vision was clear enough for you to see as if it was shallow water. You gather from the understanding of the Gaius spell that it was not close to the shoreline. It is deep in the ocean on the bottom. You had at that point in time a direction of where to head to, but it's hard to say because it wasn't a very clear and direct connection, and you're not under the spell anymore. So there's not like before you kind of had like a locate object spell kind of continuously flowing. At this point, now that you're not under the Gaius spell, it's not clear how far off into the distance or how deep into the ocean it was. But the vision did show you a pseudo temple on the bottom of the ocean floor.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, okay. Then this is what I'm doing. What if I were to tell you that one of these, and I'll make it again, exists just outside of this town?
Very good joke. Very sim. Yes, yes. I do not believe you. Yes. Would have been found by now, yes?
When he says that, I'm going to remove my Arcanoloth dagger, and I'm going to show it to him.
Ooh, yes. Very surprising. Yes. You no I meant no offense. I apologize.
No. I'm not going to wield it. I'm going to, like, hold it in my hand. And
he's still a little afraid that you would take out a dagger in the midst of this conversation. And he kind of like sees the handle and the gems encrusted on. Says, very, very fine weapon. Yes, very sim.
Do you know what this is?
May I?
I'll hand it to him.
So he sits it on the counter. But you notice as there is a transfer of the dagger to another person, the mark in your hand kind of flashes with intensity. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Oh, that's going to be a 12.
That's enough.
Ooh.
You resist the urge to lash out at Sim as he takes the weapon away from you. And he sets it down. DC was only 11, so I made it lower. But he sits it on the counter and he starts looking at the gems, and you see as he's tapping them that there's almost a it's like when you bounce, it's like a bouncy ball when it hits the surface, how it has a pretty resonant force against the ground. As he's touching it, it's almost like a magnetic force bounces the implements off of the gems as he's kind of prodding and pricking at them. Very interesting. Yes. Ding, 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 ding. And you see him like tapping the unlit ones. And as he gets to the lit ones that kind of pulse, he says, "Where did you find such a weapon?" With the telescope kind of like looking at you.
Well, I get around a bit.
And he goes back to touching it. I rolled a natural 1. And he goes down and he touches one of the lit gems, and there is a wave of force as he slid one of the implements underneath the gem to see if he might be able to pry one out. I need everyone to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Shit.
And Simpson fails.
I got an 18.
Natural 20.
Okay.
12 for Barrow. And 24 for Scythe.
Everyone takes some damage. Amora and Hadvar, you saved, and Titan saved. Barrow and Sim take 10 points of force damage and are blown 30 feet away from the dagger.
We're in a blow in a china shop.
And Hadvar and Amora, you take 5 damage and are moved 15 feet.
So what do I knock into?
Trying to like brace myself for that, no.
Yeah.
I'm imagining.
So there's a lot that happens. There's a lot that happens. So as he goes into dig into the gem, and there's this wave of force that blows everything in the store, shatters the glass that it was sitting on, shatters most of the cases that were on the wall, and this wave of force blasts everyone backwards. Hadvar and Amora, you both hit the wall with no significant damage. Barrow, you do take an additional 5 points of bludgeoning damage as your head hits one of the shelves as you're standing nearest to the side wall, and you're blown backwards. And Sim, after you all kind of gain your conscious back, Sim Sim is laying unconscious on the other side of the counter.
Oh
And the dagger that was sitting on the glass case is now hovering in place.
I'm gonna boop it back into its little shell space.
no! I can use my
And-
parapet.
I'm gonna run around the counter and try to like see if he's okay.
You can roll a medicine check.
Well, that's an 11.
He's unconscious. He's breathing.
Okay. I'm going to use my parapet of
Well, wait. Why don't we just like? And I walk over and I just kind of lightly slap his face. Hello, hello.
out.
And
Yeah.
actually, like, I realize that he's like kind of sticky and.
Actually, there's a lot of moisture. As you do that, you actually, when you look at your hand, the color of his skin is like imprinted. You see that he's wearing a lot of makeup, like darker makeup, and it's kind of like on your hand.
Can Hadvar clean him off with prestidigitation?
I like grab like a rag from out of my bag and I like wipe my hand and then I put it over my hand to like continue smacking his
And you rouse him after a little bit. Oh, what you, what? And he's just very disoriented. What happened?
I don't know. I'm gonna help him up and try to like. Oh,
His
Well,
turban is
what is-
gone, and you can see that his hair is like braided in cornrows backward, and the top of his head is bleached white. And you can see a very obvious paint line
Wait,
around his scalp where the turban covered.
wait. Where are my
Um,
posters?
Here's your. And I realize as I'm picking up the turban that that's also sticky and smelly. Here's your hat.
You see his face kind of, even with the makeup on, you can see like the color drain from his face a little bit, and he slowly puts the turban back on and kind of adjusts it. Oh, yes, thank you. Very, very dangerous weapon, yes? And he kind of
Yes, I
sets himself up and he
never
like looks around the store.
Yes, it is a very dangerous weapon, and I like look almost glaringly at Hadvar.
Listen, it's never done that before. I'm gonna start walking around, casting mending on everything.
So 5 foot of space at a time, you start to recraft some of the glass cases, maybe pick up some of the gems here and there.
I wipe my hands off with another rag that I have.
And he says, yes, I thank you for coming in, but perhaps you should leave.
Well, at least let me clean up my mess.
Yes, I think I'm going to sit down for a moment. And he goes over and just kind of sits in the corner on the floor, just kind of like looking at his store that is now destroyed with just gems everywhere.
I walk over to him and I hand him a where the heck is something like this, isn't it? Yeah. I hand him a good berry.
He takes
This
it.
will probably make you feel better.
He like slowly sniffs on it. Oh, yes, very sim. Oh. He just kind of slowly chews it. You see the sigh of relief as he kind of regains a hit point.
So,
Yeah. Sorry about that. He's not lying. We've never seen it do that.
I understand. Yes, very interesting weapon. Yes.
well, I should tell you the rest of what this thing does. As I'm like walking around, mending things and picking things up and whatnot.
Sure.
I start talking about. I tell him, I was like, this. And I tell him how it summons an Arcanoloth, and the Arcanoloth showed me a vision of that gem just off the coast of this very city.
Wait. So
Wait.
you're telling Turban Guy, who you've just met, but your companions, nope, this is the first time they're hearing it. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Clearly
I'm
fighting. 'cause
Coming. I am coming. See, here's the thing. I thought that I could the way I thought of this, the way I remembered this happening was this thing was just off the coast. I thought this thing was something I could dive down to get to. Had I realized that it was something like way underwater, I probably would have told you guys way earlier. But this was something I thought I could just go and grab. I did not.
Are you saying this as Hadvar?
No, I'm saying this is me.
Okay.
Yeah, out of character. That this would have been something that, yes, I would have told you guys had I thought it would have been a group effort. So this conversation would have happened a long time ago if I realized this was a group effort type deal.
I could have turned you into
I mean, all right. So
I'll preface this with, I have something to tell all of you.
Solved. Simpson kind of slowly nods and says, I do not know Arcanoloth you called, yes? Sim, Arcanoloth? Do not know what creature this is, but sounds...
Not Sim.
I'll joke. I'm gonna pop the dagger back in and I'll show you. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Very bad Simpson.
No.
Simpson.
Yes. Sim was trying to understand our pronunciation. Arcanoloth. Sim.
Okay.
I am unfamiliar with creature, but it sounds dangerous, especially if not even using dagger cause explosion. Big boom. Yes.
Although that's actually really good to note right now.
If your vision showed you Tabaxi Crystal off coast, very close, yes? Very Sim?
Apparently in some sort of underwater temple?
I say telepathically to Hadvar. Should we be sharing this with just like some person that we just met?
I guess I could say this telepathically back. Yeah, see, I think having this might be helpful, and I don't think we can get it ourselves. But if I can spur a search for it, then we could just pick it off the people that get it.
Oh, okay. I feel like we need to have like a group huddle minus Simpson.
Simpson, I understand he didn't hear any of this. Simpson chimes in though and says, "If you say it's off coast, perhaps guard know of temple location you speak of. Simpson has not heard of temple in water, but does not mean it does not exist. Many strange things in this world. Yes, very Sim.
Yeah, have you ever been to the pyramid out west?
No.
Yeah, don't.
I have not left Drygulch in a long time." You see a small smile curl over his face.
Do I believe him?
I was going to say, do I believe him?
You can roll insight checks when he says that, yeah.
Yeah, I got a 2, so.
10.
He hasn't left Drygulch in a while.
Can I tell, like, is he trying to be a different race, or is this just a custom that after seeing his makeup come off and his turban and his cornrows?
With the insight checks that you guys have made previously, I'd say it's hard to figure out. You can see something's not right. You can see that he's wearing a ton of makeup now that it's like kind of rubbed off, and you saw like the white scalp, and make of it what you will, but there's nothing overtly obvious otherwise to say one way or the other.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Yeah, I think I've got all the information I wanted to try to get.
Sim has much cleaning to do, so I think I am closed for day. Yes?
I may have one more thing, and I'm really, really sorry that you destroyed everything, but I think I have one...
I'm fixing it.
One more thing that I just... I want your expertise on.
Yes, okay. And he stands up and kind of like gives sideways glances at both Barrow and Hadvar, just kind of like as distancing him, like putting you in between him and them.
Well, I can't remember. Is it heavy?
What did I do?
Does Barrow need to help me lift it? Because I can't remember. It's heavy.
What are you lifting?
The piece of platinum, the chunk of platinum.
Oh, the one that Grayek like broke off of his tomb.
Yeah.
It's about 60 or so pounds.
So I would imagine one of you guys would probably be carrying that.
Oh yeah, I'll just pull it out like, oh.
Just
hey,
pulls it out of his back pocket like it's nothing. Like, hey, look at what I have.
Oh, Hadvar has it. As he's trying to like
I'm gonna take it out. I'm just gonna take it. Like I'm still casting prestidigitation. I just kind of take it out and like hand it to you, forgetting how heavy it is.
And he looks at it and says, "Oh, very, very sim," and he like tries to find his little telescope and he can't find it anywhere. Oh, let me roll an investigation for him. Oh, he does find it. he looks at he puts it in, and he starts like moving his hands over it, and like at one point in time you see him like wipe his hand and then lick his hand like a couple times. He's looking at it and clink. A very large platinum piece. Yes, very, very good, very heavy, very sim.
Yes.
You want me to have? I give you money?
What would it be worth?
Oh my, this is very large platinum. This is about 100 platinum. Maybe more. And he says, he's looking at it and he says, I might need to see this for more than a few moments. Do you mind? You can stay in store. Just give me time, yes?
Sure. Are we good with that? Sure.
I just want to make sure he's not. I just want to make sure he's not trying to dupe us. Yep.
So he finds his implements. If you're not going to stop him or take it back or anything, he finds his implements and he starts like carving. And you can see that he's actually like carving little digits out, and he's like making different pieces out of it. And you can see him like kind of weighing one in his hand. And then he puts it back into the space and then carves it back in with the same implements. And as he's doing it, he keeps going over. He takes a good half an hour with this thing. Is there anything you guys are doing? I know Hadvar's probably still mending most of the place from the past. Eagle-eyed on him.
Crawled.
So in US dollars, this is how much 60 wait, does that all right, that comes in backwards, doesn't it?
No.
$941,440
or 60 pounds of platinum
in our world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's looking at it. He's going to take a little more time with it. Is there anything you guys want to do with this time? Doesn't have to. I just figured it's a 30-minute break that you guys can do something.
I want to identify.
I mean, I don't really want to burn my hit dice.
No, I'm going to take the
but
blue
I did
gem.
take some substantial damage from that bullshit.
Yeah. So Barrow's going to hand me the blue gem, and I'm just going to sit on the floor and cast Identify on it.
Like I pictured myself as like a shorter version of Captain America because he's always getting blown back,
Yes.
getting blown into stuff.
Like the big dent in the car or like through the concrete wall.
Yeah.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know.
So after about 30 minutes, you cast Identify. It is a blue spinal gem, Spinel. It is worth 500 gold, straight up.
Oh, there's no magic properties or anything to it.
Nope.
Okay.
It's a very expensive, rare piece of.
We had
I don't
identified
have
it,
any of that stuff.
and I wanted to make sure that before we got rid of it, that it didn't have magic properties.
Nope.
Can I cast? Wow, my brain just went out the door. Detect magic. I just want to see if any of the gems in this is magic.
So you cast Detect Magic, and a few things light up. The 3 gems that he brought out, you're able to find and gather, and you kind of put them together. Whether or not you're going to take them or help him out, we can figure that out.
And just put it to.
You note where they are. 2 of the staves on the wall were magical. One is conjuration. The other one is not abjuration. Abjuration. And there are 2 rings, which are both abjuration as well, that you find that are magical.
Do I see those light up?
Not unless you're casting detect magic.
Yeah.
I thought all of them lit up. Oh,
No,
okay.
she cast detect magic to like see what was magical in here.
Gotcha.
What kind of spells are like abjuration?
That's what I'm looking
Protection spells.
Wards, defensive, runes.
Ooh. Ooh.
Shield, blade ward.
Okay.
Those are all abjuration spells.
Interesting.
I have a
Alright.
lot of evocation. Conjuration. I have Misty Step.
Oh, I guess you would find out with the 3 gems. The purple one is conjuration. The other 2 are both evocation as well.
Evocation.
Well, after he's done, I would like to ask to look at the 2 stabs and or ask about the 2 stabs and the 2 rings.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
As I'm doing this, I'm just gonna kind of like grumble to myself about how like those 2 brought down a whole city, and all I did was brick a shop, but everybody's mad at me.
That is fantastic. Yeah, how about that? Just want to look at the equipment here for a second. Sorry.
You said they're quarter staves?
I just said staves, but yes, quarter staves specifically.
Okay.
Man, what am I gonna do with a quarter of a staff? What about the whole one? But it's
So
You
he's,
didn't know
he's
Hadvar-
finally done, and he says, yes, platinum, much more pure than I realized. Very old platinum, very from deep in earth, yes? Very sim, very good, but much more dense than today's platinum. Much different, much more expensive. And he slides off like a small sliver. He says, this is 1 platinum in today. And it's like a very small fraction from this larger piece. Altogether, this is about 2,000 platinum in today's currency. Very good, very expensive, very sim. Be careful with this. And he puts it back, the little sliver that he took off with his implements.
All right. So remind me the conversion amount.
That's
here.
20,000 gold.
Yeah.
I like turn around and go. Whisper.
And the piece that he broke off, I don't think I ever mentioned this because it was on his tomb. It's like a corner piece, so it's kind of like in this weird, like a right angle, and then like jagged edges for where it broke off. So it's like this large piece of a corner, and the top of this tomb, where he broke it off at, has all of these very, very fine engravings on the top. It looks very nice. I mean, it's very elaborate. It's not just a hunk of platinum. It's a very refined, ornate, well-designed piece of art made out of platinum.
Did we ever identify that? Nope.
Well, does it have any? Is it glowing with the other magic stuff? It would have lit up.
It would have lit up with the detect magic, but no magical properties to it.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna
do something. I'm gonna do something real quick here. I wanted to see if Barrow would actually grasp how much that was actually worth. Because he's lived out in the wilderness, so he may not get that. But he does. He does.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay. Simpson, thank you very much. I'm going to think about the gem. We'll probably think about the platinum. Maybe.
What are you thinking about? We could buy a whole fleet of flying ships.
Yeah.
If you remember, taking one of them, the twins offered as 15,000 gold to just take one outright.
Yeah. 15,000 for one.
Right. And they thought about maybe giving you guys a deal if you were able to find vanilla.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bean.
Because the reward that vanilla bean, it's actually not as much as what we were thinking.
No.
Because for us, that would have been less than to get one of those ships.
Roll a history check for me, real quick. This is everybody.
Oh.
That's a 5.
Yeah, that's
11.
11, 5, and 15.
13.
I would say with the 13, you understand that the monetary sign that they used on the wanted symbol was currency from Torgonus, the northern continent where all the Dragonborn are.
Gotcha.
Wait, what is that? Wait, what did you say? That it...
The symbol, like the little dollar sign that was on the wanted poster, that was the symbol they used for the currency used in Torgonus, the northern continent. You can't remember what they call it, but you remember that symbol in some of your studies. The open palm has sent, a few emissaries north, south, just as feelers, just to, same as Drygulch, these unclaimed territories by the open palm. You know that was Torgonus currency.
All right. I will riddle it. Well, am I? I guess it makes. Well, it's kind of random to pull that out. Okay.
Well, I'm fine. Can I get those items and I'll point at the stabs and I'll finish them?
What?
I said I wanted to take a look at the stabs and the rings.
He goes over and he explains one at a time that the one is a summon creature spell, or I think it's called summon. Oh, it has
Summon animals.
Not speak.
Conjure woodland being.
Oh, maybe it is conjure, not summon. And I don't think it's. I think it's the one above that.
Conjure elementals.
No.
Conjure my mom.
Ooh, got him. Conjure animals.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
It has 1 charge per day. That's the
level?
conjuration. What?
What level?
3rd level.
Okay, it's casted as a 3rd level spell.
It's cast at its level. Yeah.
Okay.
Recharges daily at sunrise, every dawn, once every dawn. The next one is
That's the stat?
That's one of the stabs. Yep.
Okay.
And then there's 2 abjuration ones. The one just gives you a +2 to your AC. instead of giving you a +2 to rolls as a weapon that you have to wield, it gives you a +2 to your AC. It's like carrying a shield, but a staff.
That's neat.
So if you wanted to fight two weapons, one with a staff because it's a light weapon, and one with a weapon, you would use the weapon as you would be able to attack with it, but it gives you a +2 to your AC.
Gotcha.
And the other one is a shield staff that allows you to cast shield 3 times every dawn.
What the ring?
The rings are both rings of protection +1 to AC.
Ooh, how much are those?
Each of the rings are 500 gold apiece. Yes?
I will instantly pull out 500 gold and put it on.
Chang-lang-lang-lang-lang. Okay, you have a ring of protection.
Yes.
Does require attunement, so keep note of how many attuned items you have.
I think I only have one.
Hey,
Told me or not, the Storm Dagger, does that require attunement?
Nope.
All right, so I'm attuned to. Does my shotgun require attunement?
No.
Did the staff of lightning require attunement?
Let me
Okay, so
double check. I believe it did, but I have the DMG here.
Damn.
Staff of Thunder and Lightning requires attunement.
Okay. And then my augural armor didn't. That's just regular armor.
Nope. All Grail.
Augur, sorry. Am I really only attuned to 2 things?
Yeah, I think I'm only attuned to one.
Your shield, Advar.
Oh, my shield?
Yeah. The shield that you just got from Greg, like if you would have to have attunement to that.
After it's been upgraded.
Yes.
But I didn't. It wasn't attuned prior.
Not before. No.
Oh, I attuned to the dagger.
And the
I'm sorry.
Yes.
How many things am I allowed to be attuned to?
3.
Ah, shit.
What's with stabs?
These staffs are each 1,000 gold apiece.
So, if I'm not attuned to my shield, can I still use it, but just not use the elemental properties?
Yes. You're attuned to the. I think it's the. Do you have the?
I have the dagger, the staff.
No,
the
Amora.
shield.
You have the robe of the Archmagi,
Yes.
right? And what else do you have?
The daggers.
Don't you have a glove or a circlet?
Yes. The scorching ray.
Yes.
What about the necklace of prayer beads?
I don't know because we all rolled for those, so I didn't really get to study them too closely. I guess it's not under P for prayer. It's under N for necklace. D, F, F, H, M, M. Necklace of prayer beads requires attunement by a cleric, druid, or paladin. Guess we're nixing that.
So are we saying that I am attuned to
Yeah.
it? Okay.
So that's 3.
All right. Can we All right. You know what? Can I retcon that because I didn't know I was attuned to the shield.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. And I have a feeling I'm going to have a difficult time breaking my attunement to this dagger.
Potentially.
But that's fine. I don't
That's
want to
fine.
break it.
All right, so you guys done here?
I'm gonna buy the staff just 2 plus AC.
Okay.
Okay.
Up to you.
Yeah. Because the shield one, it's 3 times daily, but then resets.
Yeah.
I could buy the one that's 2 plus AC.
You have to be wielding it as a weapon,
In order to get the effect.
just like a shield. You can't just have it on you and get +2 AC. It has to be out and being used.
Yes, because I am proficient in that.
Uh-huh.
I guess the other thing would be because I can do that and magic, can I? Or do I need both hands for magic?
You would need at least one free hand for magic. So if you're going to dual wield, you won't be able to cast spells unless you're using an item of some kind.
Or you have Warcaster.
Well, that's
Or-
with a shield.
No, it just says you don't have to have a free hand. The
Nice.
shield part is a paladin thing where you can use your symbol on your shield,
As your...
and then you can cast.
Yeah. Good call.
I like Warcaster. Warcaster is a good one.
Sharpshooter and Warcaster are 2 feats that are kind of...
They're the go-to ones.
Yeah, if you're not starting out as a human with one of those, you're typically going to take that at level 4.
Yeah.
What are you guys
Also,
doing?
Warcaster gives you advantage on con saves
Yes.
versus damage.
And it allows you to cast a spell as a reaction opportunity attack rather than a weapon attack.
Yeah. Man, I lost all my stuff, so I don't know which ones I even have.
Really? Is that the one that you get that from?
Yep.
Wow, Warcaster is really good.
Yeah. Sharpshooter doesn't give you disadvantage at long range, so like longbows are like 600 feet or something crazy. You ignore 3/4 cover. It's ridiculous. Like a sharpshooter and longbow, or a sharpshooter and the rifle is just kind of, you're taking out a lot of little guys before they even have any chance of getting close to you.
My favorite combo is the sharpshooter because you take that -5 for the +10, and then you use the maneuvers, and you give yourself a precision strike, so you get to add your maneuver die to the attack. So
Nice.
it almost negates the -5.
I've seen a lot of people take sharpshooter not as a ranger or a fighter, but as a rogue, so that they can do like thrown daggers. Because they typically have advantage, so they can roll twice to make sure that they're hitting.
And if they're rolling with advantage,
They get sneak attack, which is everything plus the extra 10.
yeah, it's just dumb.
All right, what are you guys doing?
I lost everything.
Warcaster.
Did I take Warcaster? That's what we were talking about. If I
Yeah,
took
because you were a melee sorcerer.
I know you took ritual caster.
And Warcaster because she knew that she was going to be
because I was going to be a
dual
melee.
wielding in combat.
Okay.
I'm going to purchase it. You know, I'll see. I'm just going to. There you go. Fantastic.
Sorry.
It's creepy.
I found it. I'm in my daughter's playroom. I
Oh.
find weird things in here.
So I'm gonna purchase that, and so that way, even if I don't, I still have it, so I'm not like leaving, and then we're like,
Right. Okay, so 1,000 gold.
I'm gonna buy one of the rings of protection.
Okay. 500.
can I buy one for Scythe? I put it on his little paw.
No.
He has to be able to attune.
June.
Pay attention to this thing for 10 minutes.
Ooh, he just starts howling.
Cool. So now
Seems he must clean his store now. Thank you for stopping in. Kind of like ends it in a question.
which is
Now, how much of his shop have I
You're
fixed?
wasting too much time in the session. Get the
I know.
yeah.
There's glass all over the floor, but you did fix like half of the cases so that he can reuse them. But there's still like glass everywhere.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave my silver ore.
You're what?
The silver ore. I feel really bad that we've like destroyed his shop.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
10 silver is
Sure.
definitely going to solve this problem.
50?
50 silver. Right. Just 5 gold. For your troubles. Tink! After buying 1,500 gold's worth of stuff, you leave a tip of five gold.
Okay. I will tip him 100 gold. Because I feel really bad and I don't want to piss him off.
Just give him a sliver of the platinum.
He graciously accepts and says, "Thank you. Please, I would like to see you return. This was an unfortunate accident. It was not Sim, but you come back, yes, after I clean?
I mean,
Yeah.
For
technically,
business.
Right,
I trade,
right.
yes, we make good."
Yeah, so I've given him 100 gold to help with the stuff. Probably
Yes.
nowhere near enough.
He
But-
hasn't kicked you out and barred the doors from you, which is
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Okay.
so. Yeah, you feel like you smooth things over at least to help out with the recovery of his shop.
Okay. So we're leaving then. All right.
Yep.
I'm going to surreptitiously hang back.
Okay.
What's everybody's passive perception?
You roll a stealth check.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Oh!
That was a natural 1.
So as you are kind of hanging back and whatnot, you don't realize that there is a large piece of shelving that actually came off the wall from that blast, and you trip over it and fall on a bunch of broken glass, causing a fairly large sound as you guys are leaving the store.
Do I take any additional damage to the
No, but you do have to pick glass out of your arm and stuff, and it stings. It hurts.
Awesome.
What in the blazes are you doing?
There's a shelf from your explosion earlier.
From
Yeah,
your
it's-
explosion.
It's bigger than you are. How did you miss it?
I wasn't paying attention, I guess.
Apparently.
So you guys end up leaving, and he ching-a-ling-a-ling closes the door, and you hear a large beam of wood kind of being slid against the door.
I could break it down.
All right. All right.
I'm not done yet.
I'm going to take. Oh, we can't be moving and attuning.
To what? To attune?
Yeah.
You
Right?
can move as long as you're not doing anything overtly crazy. I'm not gonna hold it against you.
I mean, I was gonna
Technically, you
take
could
the
walk and take a short rest.
I was gonna take the.
Or we could take a long rest. Because I took a fair amount of damage.
I didn't damage that much.
You do have rooms paid for at the Clipped Wing by Soteg.
What time of day is it?
Sunset.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should, sleep and then set out and look for the bastard.
I'm gonna tell out to Hadvar. Maybe we should send our owls out overnight to kind of recon to see if we can find this ship that he stole, and then we can see them in the morning and see if they found anything.
All right, I'm down.
Okay, so to the clipped wing. Yes?
Yes.
So you guys enter and you see Eward behind the bar still serving up drinks and a few more patrons at this point in the day. As you come in, you see him go, great suggestion. And he holds up one of the drinks. And you see like about 5 or 6 Dragonborn with about 5 or 6 humans just wasted at the bar. They're being loud, very obnoxious, but they're having a great time. They're all slapping each other on the back and shouting, and you can see Eward doesn't mind the disruption because it's giving him a decent amount of business.
3 Hadvars.
So you see he's become quite efficient. He makes the drinks and he sets them on the bar. Calling it anything?
Just one of those like juices, the pineapple citrusy.
Oh. Yeah, sure. He kind of like coos to himself like, ooh, I thought he ordered 3. Like that must have been my fault.
No, I definitely ordered 3.
Yeah, but
Oh, I got you.
so he brings over the other drink and says, "So Tag took care of your tabs. Please, if you want to go to your rooms, they're made ready."
Yep, I'm gonna.
It's the 5th, 6th, and 9th doors on the right, up the stairs.
Thanks, Eward.
Woo! Woo! You see his neck kind of like puff out. Woo! But you guys make your way upstairs, and your rooms are there, ready to go. Each of you have a room to yourselves if you want it.
Cool.
And you go to your rooms respectively.
I'm gonna ask to talk to Hadvar, but he's currently
Must be asleep.
indisposed.
How big would you say the rooms are?
Not like 10 by 10, like enough for a bed, a table, and a foot locker kind of a deal.
Not the place.
Ugh.
Not good, huh?
It's Sly Fox IPA. Yeah, I don't think you would like it.
Well, it's an IPA piece at A, so.
So, Hadvar, you hear a knock on your door. Ding, ding, ding.
Am I like asleep at this
No,
point?
you've maybe been 10 minutes inside your room.
Oh, so I'm already naked. Gotcha.
Yep.
So I'll. Yes.
Hey, it's me. Can I talk to you for a second?
I don't know anybody by the name of me, but you sound like Barrow. Come on in.
I just assumed that you would know my voice. Hey. So
He is completely naked. He actually, oddly enough, he leaves his boots on, like his armored boots.
Like I'm not even pretending like I'm like I care. Like I'm just acting like I'm completely normal. Just walking around getting ready for bed.
cool. And I'm gonna like kind of turn my head to the side and be like, so I just wanted to ask this thing with the gem that you're looking for.
Yes.
Is there something that you're not telling us?
Well, yes.
Okay. I feel like we've all been really honest with you about some pretty heinous shit, actually. From Amora having some sort of possession type situation to Scythe having my brother slash her father's spirit inside him, and then that getting spirited away, and all of this kind of stuff. And so, I guess my question is what you're keeping from us something that could put us in danger?
So to be honest, I'm fairly certain I would have not made it this far. Fairly certain I would have died. Actually, I'm pretty sure I should be dead.
Because of the gem, or what way?
Because of the decisions I've made. See, I don't know if you know this, but I have used the dagger more than once. Wait, would he have known that? Nobody was there for the second time. No.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. Yes. And that's how I got this. And I'm going to start unwrapping my hand and showing him this mark on my hand.
You see what you previously know from your time in Wizardton and asking the professors and whatnot. You see the mark of Orcus, almost scarred like it was a cattle brand, pushed into his palm, deep, deep, deep scar, like it was burned into the palm of his hand. And it looks fairly fresh. It always looks like it has just been made, but he hasn't been around anything that would have caused this. But it looks troubling.
We would have all seen the mark of Orcus when all of this went down, right? Like we saw it in a book that Phineas showed us. Yes?
You saw it in a book. You saw it from Uranus Harper when you were asking about Tiamat, because Orcus was a worshiper of Tiamat back in the First Age. You've seen the mark several times to recognize it immediately as this is evil.
Advar, buddy, I know that you haven't been with us since the beginning, but do you know what that symbol means?
I know this, right? I know this.
You asked for it.
But I know it's the mark of Orc. I understand what the symbol is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I am very certain. I know exactly what this is.
Okay.
And not to mince words, but I did it to give myself the upper hand.
Oh.
Barrow just turns around and walks out of the room. No, I'm kidding. I mean, all joking aside, though, I mean the guy that the demon that we're actively working against.
Yes.
His symbol is etched into your hand.
So I don't know how or at what capacity it works. However, this gives me some control over the minions of Orcus.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let me table that for a second. This gem that you're looking for, or we're looking for, are you still looking for it? It seems like you're still looking for it.
I'm curious to know what exactly this Arcanoloth wanted with this gem. It had something to do with our friend Min, and I had this very elaborate plan, and then Min disappeared and never came back.
Yeah.
So that kind of got shot. However, I believe that we should not let this gem get in the hands of this Arcanoloth.
Yeah, I mean, like any demon or anything bad would. Yeah.
Yes.
You know
So,
what it does?
I know that it is a gem of power. Shit, my notes are. I lost
You
my.
know, it's one of the clan stones, one of the
One of the clan stones.
one of
But
the
I thought
Tabaxi clan stones.
that dude that I spoke to in that shop.
When you
told
did
me
that
some-
research and he marked those pages in that book.
Yeah. See, the problem is, I had a book like this, except I have about 6 of these books because we get them from work, and I don't know where the hell I put my.
I will summarize what you've learned. When he went to the library in Craghammer before everything went down on his little solo journey, he did several in-depth conversation and research into the clan stones of the not the Yavapai, the Tabaxi from the First Age. These stones were gifted by the gods directly to the Tabaxi clans because they were one of the first races created on Ferristar. Each of the clans had these gems of power to rule over the central continent and take care of the land and worship the gods as a pseudo-druidic kind of tribal gathering between the races and within the Tabaxi clans themselves. Hadvar had learned several researchers know of 5 specific stones that were given to the Tabaxi that have all been lost. Most recently, the red jasper stone of the Yavapai clan, which was arguably one of the more powerful ones. But there was one piece of research that spoke of 6 stones. But there was no other information to corroborate that there had been 6 stones. Most of the research points to 5 stones. There was one very obscure kind of rambling dissertation of this last stone. And Kyle, correct me if I'm wrong, but I gave you all of the names of the stones, correct?
I believe you might have. I'm looking through our chat now because you know what? That's where it happened.
Yes. Yeah, I had to write all this down after our chat, but
not to like drain all of our time going back over this.
So that he tells you about that, and then the blue stone is the one that the Arcanoloth was looking for specifically.
I mean, so you talk to this person who is a researcher or a bookshop owner, or I don't know what, but did he give you any indication as to what these stones did or what they were capable of?
They're just powerful. Nobody really knows. The Tabaxi kind of kept the information to themselves.
Yeah,
I'm texting you at least the colors and the names of each of the stones so that you guys have it.
Okay. Did he say anything about what would happen if they were all in the same place?
Something about a snap, half the universe. I'm not really sure. No.
That is not true.
Right.
About to say that.
Did he happen to say what he thought the blue one would do?
No. But basically, the Arcanoloth went through a lot of trouble to get me to get this thing. And technically, I have a deal to get it, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure he doesn't.
Okay. But, I mean, if it's as powerful as what you're saying, and someone bad is trying to steal it,
Oh, he's not trying to steal it. He's trying to get me to retrieve it for him.
or he's trying to get it, then I think what we need to do is steal the Declaration of Independence. I mean, we need to steal the blue stone.
Yes.
So that he can't get it.
That's kind of why what I'm going with here.
Well, I haven't talked to Amora lately. I mean, it feels like her powers are growing all the time. Maybe she has some way that we would be able to go underwater for an extended period of time. I don't know. But we might be able to do it on our own so that we're not involving other people that might try to take it. That would be very not Sim. See what I'm saying? If it's really as powerful as what people are saying. And I agree, if there's some sort of demon thing actively trying to get it, that's probably not good.
Well, as far as I know, my dagger is really his only way reliably here. And he doesn't stay very long. If I were to guess. And he's through a lot of trouble to get me to get it.
Speaking of the dagger, what happened in the shop today? What was that?
Defense mechanism, maybe? I think he was trying to mess with it more than it wanted to be messed with.
Okay. I mean, do you have any sort of sense as to where this is, that so that we would have some sort of direction to look in?
Underwater temple off the coast of Drygulch.
I think there'd be a temple underwater.
I don't know. I tried to give it a nice, hard, long think, and I came up short.
Wait a second. Were you there when we chartered that boat with that asshole?
Yes, the one with the whole naked lady underneath. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was such a good... Yes. Okay. Things were so much simpler then. Anyway, do you think those type of people would live underwater, like in a temple?
I feel like they'd be more freshwater. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. The fact that we basically have 20,000 gold, like between the three of us.
You want to say that a little bit louder?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying. Now that we know that we have that, is the best move us trying to go out on a ship that none of us really are going to know how to pilot or anything like that?
Speak for yourself. I am proficient in vehicles.
In water vehicles?
That is a vehicle. I'm at least I'm at least four good at vehicles.
I'm good this many times at vehicling. So.
What the heck? Why did that start all of a sudden?
Well, listen, regardless, maybe finding this vanilla bean dude will help us get this crystal.
It's
So
not.
I think
Oh, no.
I mean,
it's all in the same area.
we need the ships anyway. I'm just saying, if this gem is as powerful as what you're saying that it is, as what you were told that it is, then perhaps it could help us in this final fight.
Yes. That was another thought.
Extension, maybe we need to be looking for the red jasper stone as well.
Well, I don't have an image of that in my head.
Maybe we need to try and find Min so that we can get an image. I mean, if she's not going to help us, if she's not going to travel with us anymore, that's fine, whatever. I think it's kind of shitty, but maybe she doesn't know how to interact with family or friends. Yeah, friends. But I mean, whatever. I'm just saying, if we can find her, then maybe we can get some more information and we can go looking for it. Obviously, she doesn't care that the world's ending.
Well, people do different things when faced with mortal danger.
Yeah.
But, as you can see, I'm quite ready for bed.
As you start slipping one boot off.
Yeah. Okay.
I say we get some shut eye, get up bright and early, and catch this vanilla bean bastard. Do we know what vanilla is? Is there like a vanilla Coke factory here, or
No,
vanilla?
not vanilla Coke. Vanilla is a bean used as a sweetener in several different recipes, whether they be liquid or solid form.
Very well.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'm just picturing Barrow being the same height as his crotch.
It's about like forehead, like just kind of right there. I guess it'd be more like chest height. Like he'd have to like just like look a little bit down, and it's like right here-ish. Like looking at it like right here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head out. I'll talk to you later.
And gives it a nice whank, and then walks out the door.
Whoop, boom, boom.
So you all head to your respective rooms and go to what you believe would have been a nice, peaceful night's sleep. However, Mora, you lose consciousness and you fade into a dream state that is relatively tumultuous in nature. Initially you find yourself on the beach where Paylor spoke to you guys time and time again. You can feel the warm breeze off the ocean, the smell of the salt water. You can feel your toes sinking into the sand as you scrunch your feet tighter and tighter. And you see off in the distance the castle of Wizardton. And there's a very dark cloud that surrounds it. And you can see this blotch in the sky growing ever so slightly in the horizon. Not quickly, but growing as it flashes with lightning a few times. As you turn around, you can see on the beach Scythe, Titan Scythe, standing behind you, looking out over you towards the castle as well.
Wait,
As
in his
Like
human form.
Okay.
You turn, and as you're about to say something, you see him kind of fade into dust. Similarly, but not quite as pixelated, where it's like blah, 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 blah. He's just kind of almost in a mist.
You took everything from me.
It's at that time that the sand starts to grow darker in color, as opposed to the white, vibrant sand. You can see it start to grow into a light brown, into a darker brown, and you see streams of red come out of the land. Blood trickling out of the land itself. And out of the water, you see a large, dark shadow peering over you. The large grin and fanged teeth and two large horns with the face of a hog, essentially, a grotesque image. And you hear in a thunderous, deep voice, "No one will take this plane from me." And you see his hand claw up and grasp the island in his palm and raise it up completely in his hand so that you're this little speck on this island being held aloft by this grotesque hog-like humanoid. And as he starts to squeeze, you can feel the inside of your chest get tighter and tighter and tighter. And as soon as he's about to finally squeeze it all the way before you can't take it anymore, you wake up in a cold sweat. It's still pitch black out. It's the middle of the night. You have no idea what time it is.
I mean, I'm gonna do my dancing lights around me.
So you have globules of light. You're in your room. Everything seems okay. You can see it started to rain outside as little spritzes of water start hitting the side of the Clipped Wing Tavern.
Do I see anything on my bed? Anything like
You check yourself. You feel wet. You put your hand under your nose, and you can see that your nose is bleeding a little bit.
I very quietly look out in the hallway.
You open your door and you peek out. Down the hall, it's a fairly long hallway. It's a pretty big tavern. You can still hear a fair amount of commotion coming from the tavern itself. People staying up late at night, drinking, causing rabble down there. You hear a few hoots from Eward as he's laughing. You close the door and you get back in.
Is Scythe with me or Scythe with?
Scythe is with Barrow.
I'm gonna slowly knock up because I would imagine Barrow would be next to me. He's a 5'9".
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm gonna slowly
You wake up and open the door.
Yeah.
I'm wiping the blood off my nose.
What happened?
Did you have a nightmare?
No. What happened? What's going on?
I creeping as long as he's not naked.
He's not wearing all of his clothing, but he's...
I mean, I've got a sheet wrapped around me.
Sure.
I wanted to make sure you were okay.
As you walk in, you both see the spectral form of Scythe and Segura standing at the back of the room, staring at you both. And then they fade through the wall.
Was that real? Ow, fuck, that hurt.
That was real.
Do I wake up when I slap myself?
No, you are awake.
Okay.
Is there a window in my room?
They're all of the windows here are just two planks of wood that are clipped together that can swing out if you choose them.
Is it on that same wall?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run over there quick and slide that open.
You throw open the windows and you can see the soft rain begin over the ocean side. You can hear the waves coming up onto the beach. Roll a perception check.
I'm gonna look as well.
Sure.
That is
Yeah.
25.
Okay.
22.
Peacefully asleep. You both run over to the window and throw open the shutters to see what's the matter, what the clatter was. Santa Claus. No. You see two faint green bits of light just slowly drop into the horizon of the ocean. It's southeast.
And I tell Barrow about
What the
dream.
hell? Shit. Can I grab a pillow? Because I dropped the sheet.
The sheet.
Sorry. Do you want to just... Yeah, okay. And I'm going to put my pants...
Trousers.
All right. Sorry.
So what was Scythe doing through all of this?
Sleeping, I guess.
He is still asleep.
Peacefully. Naked.
Always.
Do I notice if he's bleeding or if there's anything wrong with him?
You can go over and you put your hands on him and there's no reaction.
Like,
Am I dead?
Or like he's dead?
He's breathing, but like usually when you touch an animal, they startle awake. When you touch Scythe, nothing happens.
Hey, wake up.
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna make a medicine check.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm very distraught because that's a 4.
Okay. There's no discernible injury that he has for you to be able to rouse him. But after a minute, you continuously try to wake him up, and you're starting to get concerned. And he kind of does that weird little like bend that dogs do on their side to like get themselves up, like, oh geez. And he stands up, and you see him kind of give that big yawn with his tongue poking out. And he looks at both of you and sits down.
Does he seem okay?
Yeah, seems like he's safe.
I mean, but to Barrow, that's nothing new, or is this something different?
Him sleeping as long as he did seemed different. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have anything to be able to talk to him or anything.
Not that works. No. Scythe doesn't understand at least one language.
I mean, he understands Barrow.
So I go up to him and I'm like, "Hey, are you all right? You okay?"
And he like opens his mouth, he starts panting, and he licks your face.
I don't know what to think. I don't know why they would have been here.
Well, and I explained my dream. Did I get the sense that Segura was the hog?
No.
Oh.
This was much more evil, much more imposing, and much more powerful.
Like Orcus? Or I don't know.
Potentially, yeah.
But the fact that they were there together, it just...
it's when there are, especially any kind of dream, it's strange. But when you have one so vivid, sometimes things aren't always so direct. Sometimes they're just to interpret a comfort or disapproval or kind of attention grabbing piece of information. Doesn't have to necessarily directly involve the things that your mind portrays.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dream, so it's all ideas that are simply trying to be molded together.
But we weren't dreaming when we saw Titan and Segura.
No.
We were wide awake.
Yeah.
And you slept. You didn't have any dreams. Like, you didn't have something like what we had before.
I don't know. Maybe I was having a dream. Or maybe I was going to have a dream. But somebody woke me up.
What am I dreaming about?
I don't know. I don't know what this means. That sounds really bad. I don't know why the hell they would have been here. That also doesn't seem great. And why are they going into the ocean? How far away is that from us?
The ocean itself?
Yeah.
3-ish miles.
Yeah,
Just enough for you to be able to hear it off the coast. Just enough for you to be able to see it.
Yeah, I miss Titan, but it's really late. I'm tired. I don't really feel like walking 3 miles to go and look off the side of a cliff and find out that they're not there.
That's fine. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Why was your nose bleeding?
I told you I had a dream, and then I woke up and my nose was bleeding.
Yeah, but like dreams are dreams.
That's what this felt like.
I don't know what any of this means. But I think that you should stay in here with Stipe and me.
I could try to contact him, you know.
Ooh. What?
I've done it before. I can try to reach out to him.
Wait. You're telling me that you have the ability to communicate with your dad, my brother, that we've been missing for this amount of time, and you never told me this.
It's the same thing I do with Phineas. It's just I didn't know one thing about and when we rescued those people, we reached out. When we reached I can't think what they're called. We rescued them. And
So what? Like a day ago? 2
yeah.
days ago?
Yeah.
But he was
We've slept since then, right?
Once. Yeah.
You didn't have any dreams then.
But he told me he was fighting to come back.
Did it look like she was pulling him back like she did before? Or he was free to move about the cabin and he was floating with her?
She had her hand on him, and they both kind of withdrew through the wall. It didn't look like he was struggling overtly, but it looked like she in a very symbolic way, like, this is mine, and kind of pulled through the wall.
But I told him that I missed him, and he was very confused of how I was speaking with him. But he said he was fighting to come back. I don't understand.
I don't understand any of this. I don't know what any of this means.
Part of me feels like we should just try to get some rest. Try to find that vanilla bean bastard.
Yeah, well, you didn't know about this, but I had a talk with Hadvar after you went to bed. There's a lot that he hasn't told us. Hadn't told us, but now told me. And I tell her everything that he told me about the...
Yep.
Maybe they're after the gems. Would that be...
I don't know. I'm just saying... I think that we need to try and find the gems. I think it could... And evidently we've made Hadvar feel like he couldn't share this information with us for some reason. And I don't know why that would be. Well, I mean, I know that why that would be with me, because I don't talk to people all that well, but I don't know. For somebody who's a half-orc, I feel like I've been pretty nice and hospitable. And
Halfling?
no.
Hadvar's a half orc.
So I know I'm a halfling. I'm saying Hadvar is a half-orc. And considering orcs were responsible for completely destroying my life, I feel like I've really warmed up to and trusted him a fair amount. And I've been pretty nice and welcoming, I thought, but something about us, I guess, he just didn't feel like he could share this stuff with us. I don't know.
Do you go back? So if they're going south, would we assume that they are going back to the orc settlement because if that's the direction?
They started heading towards the ocean, but you would be able to surmise that based on the way the land is situated, that they would probably be heading to the orc settlement, yeah.
I mean, me personally, probably not, but you may have better sense of direction.
Mora, I don't know what any of this means. I'm getting more worried about the situation. But again, if we can find this gem, it might help us in this final conflict. Because it's just the three of us now. And yeah, I know we have armies and stuff like that. But, I mean, you saw the fat hobgoblin people. They're not going to be able to fight all that well. And we got some Fey people, but you know what? I think most of it's going to be on us. And we don't have Min anymore. And we don't have Ursurith and Katira anymore. We don't have any of these stuff that we were maybe going to get through Katira with her dad in the High Elf capital and all of that. Like, all of that's gone. I'm getting more worried. And the fact that you're having these dreams, that it seems like it's getting worse, that Phineas is telling you flat out that things are getting really bad. We need to hurry. We need to hurry. I don't know.
Well, let's just.
I think you should sleep here.
I'm gonna look on the hall.
I'm
gonna go grab my blanket and my pillow and just
Okay.
pull it back.
And I'm standing there with like sheets after I had made the bed, and I specifically flipped the sheet so that my the junk side was up. It would not be on her.
Right.
Oh. Okay, I'll just take that. And I give her the bed, and I sleep on the floor beside.
Very good. The rest of the evening, sleep comes back. Hadvar, you sleep like a baby. Nice. It's nice to be in a bed again. It's been a while. It's been a while.
I whisper to Paylor right before I go back to sleep. I don't know what all this means. I feel really lost right now. We need help. And I don't know what to do here or what any of this means. I don't know if you can hear this or if it matters or whatever, but please help.
You toss and turn for a while. And in that state of mind that you're on the cusp of actually falling asleep, but you know you're still awake, where your mind starts to kind of drift through consciousness, and you have pseudo dreams, and you have this weird kind of balance between rest and being awake. A few images flash through your mind of Phineas and Captain Hammerthorn and Nagaru, the one Tabaxi guard that helped you guys out pretty hardcore in Wizardton, kind of sitting at a table, and they're all like hunched over, like trying to make plans. You see Master Grand and Captain Grayless in their large ivory tower, similarly making plans. You see Centaur and Fae and Hobgoblin sitting around campfires in the midst of a city, kind of embracing a time of peace with each other. And these images just kind of circle through your mind before you slowly lose consciousness into sleep of the help that you already have. The help that's been gifted to you, the help that you guys have earned, the help that you guys have worked so hard for. These images are kind of pushed into your mind, not because you thought of them, but because it's where your mind was forced to go. And you see these images of powerful figures on your side.
Okay.
And you go to sleep. Everybody gets a long rest from this point until the point you wake up. And that's where we'll pick up next time. I almost said next week. Maybe next week. We'll see. Hopefully next week.
Cool.
But long rest achieved. You guys wake up rested at the Clipped Wing Tavern and have the opportunity to go out and do whatever you feel is necessary. Based on...
Oh.
What?
I was going to say, do I feel any presence? Do I feel any different? Do I...
Nope. Now that you guys know what you have in your possession, that might change your plans. The ability to cast new spells and whatnot. If you want to talk to anyone or more, you have that opportunity now that it's been a long rest and whatnot. Depending on what route you want to take, the option to charter a ship outright is available to you. So we will pick that up.
Has it been a week?
One more day.
I will say, if whatever we're doing, I would like to find out if there are any wizard shops or places or stuff.
We'll get there next time. Or if there's something specific that you're looking for, just text or message me, and I can narrate you through a very simple shopping endeavor to see if see if Drygulch has what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And if there's anything of note that you do come across, I'll put it in the group chat so that everybody knows about it.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right, guys. You all have a good rest of your evening, and we'll set up a date for the next time.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Good night. Goodbye.
Right.
Kyle, sorry that took so long at the end there. between the two of us.
Narrative.
Ah, you're good.
What is
Alright.
going on?
I gotta be up early tomorrow. See you guys later.
Yeah.
All right,
See ya,
man.
Kyle.
See ya.
Bye.